I noticed when Emma was very young that she was having difficulty recognizing her letters. And so I started to monitor quite closely what was happening with Emma at school. And when she was 6, we actually had her taken in for a psychoeducational assessment, which diagnosed that she had a learning disability. When I got Emma's psychoeducational report, I found it to be a very disappointing document. It was helpful in terms of identifying the problem. It was not helpful in terms of identifying any recommendations or any solutions. It was basically, I was told, this is your child, this is her learning profile, it's fixed, there's nothing that can be done to change that. And here are the accommodations that you need to put into place in order for her to be able to manage a school system. And when Emma was 7 turning 8, by happenstance, we found out about the Arrowsmith program. We started off with the part-time program and the Saturday program. And the very first program that Emma did was the Memory for Information and Instructions. And that certainly, we noticed a difference in that right away, along with Emma doing the motor symbol sequencing, which was about eye tracking. And again, Emma, when she was writing, would write her letters all over top of each other. So she wasn't moving her hand across the page. And within 2 or 3 months of starting in the motor symbol sequencing, we noticed that Emma started to write much more clearly. And certainly we've noticed progression. Emma has beautiful handwriting now as a result of, I think you've done 3 or 4 years now of the motor symbol sequencing. We put Emma into the symbol relations exercise the first summer, I think was the summer of 2016. And it was tough work, right, Emma?
Yes, it was.
And she sort of struggled with it, but worked very, very hard. And at the end of the summer, I wasn't 100% sure what had changed, but within a few months, I could see that Emma suddenly had a connection and an understanding of the sense of time.
If I didn't do the Arrowsmith program, I would have them be as mature as a 7 or an 8-year-old. And then once I did the Arrowsmith program, I got more into more the maturity of my age and a bit over that, because I could speak to grown-ups or a different person and be as mature as them when I spoke to them. I've noticed also in my schoolwork, I've been reading higher level books. Like I tried to read a chapter book about 3 or 4 years ago at my grade level, and I could not understand a single word in it. But now if I read that book, it seems way too easy.
Emma was diagnosed with dyslexia, and we were basically told that because of her phonic memory issues, that we'd be lucky if Emma could read at a grade 1 level. And what level are you reading at now, Emma?
I'm reading at a grade 7 level now, at my grade level.
And what grade are you starting in September, Emma?
7.
And that has made a significant difference in terms of the aspects of what Emma can do, because it's not just reading, but comprehending what she's reading.
Before, I used to have to ask about every single word, how to spell it, but now I can mostly write like a short story and not really need to ask anybody any words. Coming here, I think, was a good idea. Sometimes you feel like you want to give up because it's so difficult, but I feel like after all, it will be totally worth it in the years to come, because then when you're older and you're trying to look for a job, it'll be easier because they will see that you don't have a learning disability as difficult as you used to have it. And that will make it so you can understand the world a bit better and make it so when you're older you can see the world the same as most people can.
I would like to put a lot of the Arrowsmith program into everyday schooling, because I think it doesn't just help children that have a learning disability like Emma. I think that it really would be a system and a process that would help and benefit all children.